I'm here with my boy Turkish. We've just witnessed Arsenal, very good away performance to Villa, 2-0, clean sheet. Turkish, over to you. What's your thoughts on the game?
Beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, this is a team we dropped all 6 points to last season. We faced them up early this season away from home. They've had a very strong transfer window. Some might say the strongest transfer window of the lot. And, we go in pretty much with the same, 11 that we had last season. Obviously with Timber added in there, which was a welcome start as well, because I think that's something that Arteta's learnt. Zinni did nothing wrong last week, started the season well, but I think you said it, horses for courses, and Timber comes in. I think Timber done well in parts, and in some other parts, it's a bit shaky, but listen, it's his first start since his first start, and he's been at the club over a year. We know what happened with him. First half, I think we could have created a few more chances. Aston Villa overall had the best chances of the game until we scored. But in hindsight, it's a clean sheet away at a team we didn't score against last season, and we beat them in the end. I'd say not comfortably, but they didn't pose much threat after we got our goal. But we'll move on to individual performances, because that's where Aston Villa's threat comes in, because our man of the match was our goalkeeper.
No, I would agree. I mean, a couple of outstanding saves. I mean, the one from Ollie Watkins, who, by the way, Ollie Watkins had a game to forget, but that was one of the best saves I've seen all season. In fact, you were saying on the watch long that already that's potential save of the season for the whole season.
100% it'll be there. You don't often see them types of saves. And listen, people will say, Watkins should have buried that, and he should have buried that. But he gave Raya a chance. You see how quick Raya springs back up, and he saves what would have been a big blow. At a stage where we wasn't fluid, we wasn't transitioning quick enough to create clear-cut opportunities. If Aston Villa went 1-0 up at that moment, we probably don't win that game. We would have done well to get a draw out of it. But not only that, forget that for a second. In the first half as well, Raya, there was a moment as well. Again, Aston Villa created a chance where the ball, it was a cross-come shot, more, a cut-back type of Raya cut in. He got a hand to it, and then he bounced back up to stop the other Aston Villa getting a chance on goal as well. So Raya, for me, man of the match today with ease. Last season, I questioned it. A lot of people questioned it in terms of shot stopping, saving us points. Ramsdale did that quite a bit, as much as, there was mistakes littered throughout. Ramsdale did that quite a bit. And this season, Raya's 2 for 2. Made a great save last week at a crucial time. Made a great save this week at a crucial time, as well as being polished in everything else he does. Raya was outstanding. He did what he had to do on the ball and in terms of with his hands. And clear man of the match from me, even though someone came on the pitch to try and do his best to take that award off him today.
I was going to ask you, any other standout performers today from an Arsenal perspective?
Raya, man of the match. Trossard's tried his best to do something about that, because he comes on and not only the goal, but the celebration. Let's talk about the goal first. The finish was beautiful. I've often said Trossard's our best finisher. And listen, Trossard's been unlucky not to start the season, but in my opinion, we've got to get Martinelli back in form. But there's no question now. I know it's only 2 games in, but the way Trossard comes on, the way he scores that goal, he takes it well. It's not an easy finish, but he makes it look easy. And his celebration was pretty much, I should have started this season. I didn't, but next week, Brighton, make sure I'm in that left position, and I think he deserves it. Not only the goal, he had a part to play in our second goal as well, because it was originally his. He broke the line with his run, takes the ball down, cuts it across. Someone probably should have been there to tap it in, wasn't, but it ends up in the back of the net with Partey, and he sets up the Odegaard chance as well, which should have been 3-0. And if Odegaard buries that, maybe there is a call for him to be man of the match. I think Raya just pipped it, but Trossard, I've said the best 12th man in the league. And again, today, in my opinion, he's proven that. Does that mean that if some people take that as a disrespect? I think he can start games for us. Why not? But I think when you have that sort of a tool off the bench as well, that's proven to do it, that's also a very good asset to have. So, I think he deserves a start moving forward now, especially against his old club, because that was crucial for us. Because at that stage, we was quite dry. It wasn't all hands on deck for Aston Villa. we didn't look like we was creating enough good opportunities to win the game. To be honest, people were even asking, would you take a point just before that stage? So Trossard comes on and makes a big difference. I think he's up there. Saliba for the majority. If Watkins heads that in, then I look at Saliba and say, hold on, how are you allowing Watkins to follow that up? You should, because he was kind of looking at it off the crossbar and he was slow. But Watkins didn't. And everything else Saliba did was class. Everything else he did was class. So for me, Saliba deserves a mention. Partey, nice finish. I think we needed that second goal to kill the game off. I think we could have won it 1-0 and shut Villa out, but I think the second goal completely deaded it, and it was a beautiful finish. And we've seen that before from Partey in terms of that finish. I like when he keeps it low, because when he keeps it high, more often than not, yeah, it's not hitting the target. But this low finish, Martinez probably should have done better, but who cares? He made it 2-0. Overall, yeah, Saka another assist, even though he had a quiet game. Havertz, quiet game. Martinelli, very poor, very poor. I've just picked up Trossard, so I'll leave it at that rather than say anything more about Martinelli. He's got a big season ahead that he hasn't started too good in the first couple, so expecting an upturn from him. Same way Trossard takes his opportunity and grabs his chance like he did with Eddie when he first came in, and like he's done with Martinelli in the last 6 months. I think Martinelli's now got to do the same. So overall happy, 2-0 clean sheet, 6 points out of 6. Same again next week, and then we've got some 2 big away games where, yeah, it will go a long way in not deciding the season, but it'll go a long way in giving us the belief that we're going to win the league this season. Well overdue.
You mentioned those away games, but before that, we've got a game at home next week against Brighton. Very important game. In fact, it's a top of the table clash, because I think at the moment, at the point of speaking, City are top of the table with 6 points, and then Brighton, and then us. So I would expect that Brighton game is going to be a difficult game. A game that we certainly can win, but a difficult game nonetheless. Now, would you like to see any changes? You've hinted at one you'd like to see. Is there anyone else you'd like to see come in for that game?
I think you go with this lineup, but you take out Martinelli and put Trossard in. I think you keep Timber left back. Interesting that Calafiori comes on for Timber as well. What does Zinni think about that? What does that mean? Because I think that's the first indication of where Arteta sees Calafiori, which is interesting because Gabriel did have a couple moments in that game where he gave the ball away, and he, even that Ollie Watkins chance was a mistake by him. So I thought there might have been an opportunity where 70, 75, when we go 2-0 up, Calafiori comes on for Gabriel. But it was to be Timber, left back. But yeah, I wouldn't change up anything aside from Trossard coming in today.
Got to ask you about the impending new signing. Not totally done yet, but it's pretty much done. Mikel Merino, M&M. What's your thoughts on that new signing?
Looks good. Sounds good as well in terms of what he was bringing Real Sociedad, attribute-wise. Technically, definitely an upgrade in the 8. I don't think we've got a natural 8. So, he is our natural 8. The dual winning ability, you add that with Declan Rice, that's a formidable midfield. You add his technical proficiency, efficiency in comparison to the rest, to the attacking third. I think it's a quality signing, one that should have been done already, but I get it. Cool. It seems like it was all about getting the best deal possible. And I'm glad that Arteta's mentioned surprises, because, we've got 5 days left of the window. Merino, listen, let's be 2 up against Brighton and we'll see him come on, because he's going to need some time to integrate as well. Lucky there's an international break coming up. But yeah, I'm happy with that signing. Let's just get one more over the line, that attacker.
Yeah, talking of strikers, you did say in the watch along, I did note your comment, you're saying that the game against Villa kind of highlighted Arsenal's need for a striker. We've got to be honest, Havertz wasn't at his best today. He gave his best, but he wasn't as productive as we would like. So presumably you would like to see a striker come in. Any ideas on as to who, or a striker or a forward, anyone that's caught your eye?
Striker or left winger for me. Anyone caught my eye? I know Gyökeres has started the season well, but I don't know much about him. I know he's got a good record in recent years. So is that someone? Is it too late now we started the season well? Is he worth 20 million more? It's just all mad. We haven't really kept our finger to the pulse with this one, in my opinion. We've kind of left ourselves backed into a corner. I just think we need someone. Listen, I think a big difference between this game against Villa and the last 2 last year was first half very similar to the 2 last season, where we were the better team, but we failed to take any chances that we had. The main difference is really that Villa didn't take the chances that they did last season when they did. So for me, someone with conviction in that forward line. Saka's what, 30? Havertz at the moment, pretty 30, but I think, that's because of a lack of depth and options at the moment. So I think a left winger or a striker in the next 5 days, and not just one that comes in that, is just a filler. Let's get someone in that gives us some excitement, even if it is a year loan. I'm sure there's players out there that can come and bring something.
Okay, Turkish, thank you very much.
Nice one,
Good
Maurice.
day for us.